Hi everyone, it's goal setting time. What is your plan for setting your goals for 2022? Stick with me and I'll show you what I'm thinking about. Well, hi everyone, I'm Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. At least that's the plan anyway. Thanks so much for joining me today. I wanted to take you along on my journey this year of goal planning. Now, if you have been with me for any length of time, you know that I have monthly goals that I work on, and they are related to my yearly goals. And in the past, I have always done my own kind of goal setting evaluation and checklist and that kind of thing. I also have looked at the GTD, or getting things done, horizons of focus when I goal plan. If you're interested, leave a comment below and I'd be happy to talk about the goal planning that I've done in the past. Today, what I wanted to focus on is I really wanted to check out the Makse Life goal planning. Now, I know that there are lots of goal planners out there, and Makse Life seems to be one that a lot of people are very interested in. When I took a look at it, I noticed that one of the things that I found interesting was what she calls her Life Compass, which I have done before as an activity called the Wheel of Life. Anyway, it's basically the same thing, so I wanted to try that out this year. What the Wheel of Life does, or what the Life Compass, as the Makse Life people call it, does, is it really helps you evaluate 8 basic areas in your life, and you can see which areas you have great strengths in and which areas you might need to focus on a little bit more in the upcoming year, quarter, month, week, whatever the time period is that you happen to be goal planning. So that's what I wanted to take a look at and try for a little bit this year. Now, goal setting is a long process, so I'm going to break my process down into at least 2 videos because I don't want any of them to be too long. Today, we are going to look at the Makse Life Compass. Let's get into the computer and I'll show you what I've got. Okay. I have this enlarged a little bit, but basically what I did is I went to the Makse Life website, and they have this document that you can download for your own personal use, and it is a PDF file. Just like all the other PDFs that I use in OneNote, I downloaded the file to my computer, and then I printed it to my OneNote, actually my 2021 Life Planner. I wanted to be able to take a look at it and use it to help me make determinations about what goals I should use for 2022. Now, Makse Life talks about 3 different goal types. And it talks about there being goals for achieving what you want in life, improving what isn't working in your life, and maintaining things that are already going well, or cruise control, as I like to call it. The first thing is a stretch goal. Now, if you're somebody new to Makse Life like I am, the definition of a stretch goal is your dreams, your wishes, your desires. This is where they live. Your stretch goals are those impossible dreams that you might be thinking about. Or if you're a GTDer like me, they may be items that are on your someday maybe list. These things are exciting and invigorating, and you may not know how you're going to achieve them, but it's something that you would like to work towards during the year. Those are called stretch goals. The second type of goal that they have is a progress goal, and that is a goal that encompasses the vision and actions that will take you from where you are to where you want to be in a certain area of your life. And this one relates back to that compass assessment. So let's say on the compass assessment, if you give yourself a score of a 4 in fun and recreation, these progress goals will help you develop things that might move you up to a 4.5 or a 5 on your goals. So they're moving you forward. They're the little baby steps that take you to the next level. And last but not least, our third type of goal in Makse Life is our maintenance goals. Now here, these are goals and tasks and intentions that will maintain what's working well for you. So let's say you started a new goal in 2021 and you've worked it into your daily routines and you through your habit trackers and that kind of thing, and it's now become kind of part of who you are, and you want to be able to maintain that. So it's not 100% set in stone yet, but you want to list it still as a goal so that you can continue to work on it and until it becomes really just a part of who you are in your everyday life and you don't even have to think about it. That's really what I think the maintenance goals are for. Okay, so now that we know the three types of goals, our stretch goals or our hopes and dreams, our progress goals, moving from where we are to where we want to be, and our maintenance goal, keeping those things on cruise control and running smoothly. Now that we know what those three different types of goals are, let's go look at that compass assessment. Again, the compass assessment is something that you can download from the Makse Life website. And I'll put a link below if this is something that you're interested in or if it's something new to you. I know that with all of the Makse Life planners, they have this goal process in every single planner that they develop, even their online planner. And I'm really glad that they give it to you to try out before you buy something else. Okay, so scrolling down in our compass assessment, it talks about what this tool is designed to do, and it helps you have a starting point for where you're at and evaluating your life as a whole. Remember, I said it focuses on like 8 areas of your life, and they really encompass all kinds of things. So it helps you establish where you are in life, and it also gives you a place to aspire to so that you have a place to work up to. Okay, at the bottom of this first page is the getting started, and it explains to you exactly how you're going to do this compass assessment. It says on the following pages, you're going to read these questions and you're going to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 meaning that it does not apply to you at all, and a 10 meaning that it strongly applies to you. And then all of the numbers in between, whether they apply or don't apply. Okay? And then it says in each area of life, you're going to add up all of the scores that you gave yourself to come up with a number, and then you're going to divide that number by 8, and that will give you an average score for you to mark on your life compass. Then once you've marked them on your life compass to see where you are, they also encourage you to circle the number of the goal where you would like to be by the end of your year, month, quarter, whatever area you happen to be, or whatever time you happen to be planning for. Okay, let's take a look. So here is that very pretty life compass, and you see the areas that they want you to work in are personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial, physical environment. I am somebody that takes some of these categories and breaks them into smaller pieces. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, when you look at family and relationships, in my goals, I break my family and relationships down into my spouse, my immediate family, and my friends and other relationships. Another way that I break down this big goal of like work and learning, for example, I tend to think of that as personal development, as a learning goal, and work as the volunteer work that I do at church, or what I'm doing here on A Crystal Clear Life, those kinds of things. So again, I break that big category down into smaller chunks. So when you see my goals, there's more than 8 categories. Sometimes there's up to 12. I also like to make goals within fun and recreation. I make a goal for my hobbies. I make a goal for books that I want to read as an activity. I make a goal for different gardening tasks that I want to do. So really, I look at all aspects of my life Certainly they would fit into these larger goal areas, but I dissect them even more. Here's the first section of the assessment for scoring. I'm going to do the personal one with you on screen so you can kind of see what it looks like. And I'm going to use my pen today, and we'll see how that picks up on the screen. I'm not sure. This is something new that we're trying out today. But let's see how it works. Go up here to my draw tool. I will choose a color. Okay, under personal, the first one is my basic needs are taken care of. Remember, I'm going on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 meaning does not apply, 10 meaning strongly applies. And in this case, I don't usually do this, but in this case, basic needs for me is food, clothing, shelter, all of those kinds of things. And I certainly have all of that taken care of. So I'm actually going to go ahead and score myself a 10 in that area. I generally feel happy and fulfilled in that area. Again, I feel pretty strongly about this, but you know, there are always times when it could be better. So for this one, I'm going to give myself an 8. I have a positive outlook and attitude on life. For the most part, yes, I do. So again, I'm going to give myself an 8. I give myself grace for my limits and my imperfections. Now this is a hard one. I give myself grace for my limits and my imperfections. You know, I always, when I was teaching, would give my students grace for lots of things. I'm not so good at doing that for myself. I'm only going to give myself a 6. I regularly take time for life planning, reflection, and self-care. Now, for life planning, of course, I think I do a great job for that. Reflection, it's okay. Self-care, not always so much. I'm trying to get better. I did better in 2021 than I have in the past, but I'm not so great at that either. I'll give myself a 7. I am comfortable spending time alone. Absolutely. I'll give myself a 9 for that. There are hobbies and interests that I engage in regularly. As I mentioned earlier, gardening, reading, crafting. I'm a quilter. I like to do paper crafts. I like to do some scrapbooking. I love to sew. I love to take walks. So yes, I have probably way too many hobbies. All right, I'll give myself a 9 on that one as well. There are personal goals and projects that I want to achieve or complete. Yes, I think absolutely that applies to everybody. So there you go. There's my first assessment. Let's go ahead and do the next part, which means add up those scores. Okay, my completed score was 65. Now I'm supposed to take 65 and divide that by 8. So I'm going to divide that by 8, and that's going to give me a score of 8.125. Gotta love those decimal points, right? Every little bit counts. Okay, now we go back up to our wheel and we take a look up there, and we are supposed to mark on our wheel what our score is for our personal life. So let me change pen colors here. I'm going to change, let's see, personal is yellow, so I'm going to do something that will show up on that. Let's pick this greenish yellow color and see if this works. Now, if you see in the personal area, it starts at the very teeny tiny tip of the pie at 1 and goes all the way up to 8, 9, 10 and beyond. So since my number is at 8.12, I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to draw a line right here at the 8 mark. And I also can outline the whole thing. And if I wanted to, I could take the time to go back in and color it in. I will just do this kind of coloring for now so that you guys can see it stands out. There you go. So that's where I am at personal. Now, what you're supposed to do is figure out where you would like to go from there. Well, I'm going to be slightly optimistic, and I am going to circle the number 9, saying that I would like to get to 9. Okay, I'm going to fill out the rest of the assessments, and we'll come back and take a look at my wheel in just a second. Okay, I have it all filled in, and it looks like, if I take a look at this and I know what my goals were for last year, I exactly know what I was working on last year. I spent a lot of time working on our budget and finances last year. As you can see, that piece of pie is pretty big, and so that's good. My personal life goals are also pretty good, and my work and learning goals are also pretty good because, I feel like a sponge sometimes. I'm just always learning and always working and always just wanting to do and learn. So I don't have a problem in those areas. The areas that I do need to work on that I can see here are my fun and recreation. Recreation, I always include doing things outside with other people. And because of the pandemic the past 2 years, getting together with other people and bike riding or walking or playing outside or anything like that has really been hard. And I'm still not comfortable doing inside things like going back to my pottery class for recreation and that kind of thing. So that is really small. And some of that is limited to what's going on in the world, not necessarily me. But what I need to do is try to find other ways to improve the fun and recreation, even as we're continuing in this pandemic. The other area that I would like to work hard on is my health and wellness. You see that is not as good as it should be. I do have some health issues that are not my fault, but they're just things that need to be taken care of. I still would like to lose a little bit more weight. And I think if I do some more fun and recreation and health and wellness, those two kind of things kind of go hand in hand. So I'm hoping if I can force myself to move every day and get out there and walk and those kinds of things, that will take care of that. So here's what the final compass looks like. And then we see down at the bottom of this page, the final steps. Consider what you would like to score yourself in each area of life by the end of the year and circle that number on the compass. So you see, I've done that. I've circled the number above my pie slice to indicate where I would like to be by the end of the year. The next step says, what needs to happen to make you achieve that score, and what does it look and feel like to you? By creating a vision of what you want in each area of life, you will be ready to create specific long-term goals for yourself. Okay? So that's really where I'm at now. I need to think about what I need to do for health and wellness, fun and recreation. Which things do I want to include as my stretch goals? Those dreams, those fantasies, those, if I could only kind of goals. And then I have those maintenance goals, things that I have worked on and gotten into a good rhythm, and I just need to continue with those as well. So when I think about my goals overall, I will include some of each of those kinds of goals, but I really see from this compass the areas that I need to work on. So whether you use the wheel of life, as it's called out there in the psychological world, or whether you use Makse Life's Life Compass, I think it's a good way to evaluate your life and to take a look at the areas that you're doing well in and the areas that you need to work on. So this is going to end part 1 of my goal setting, and I hope you found it interesting and helpful. Remember, I'll put the link below for the Makse Life website so that if you'd like to download your own copy of the Makse Life Compass, you can do that and take a look at where you're at. Okay, I hope you'll join me next time for the spreadsheet that I'm creating about the goals that I would like to work on in 2022. If you found value in anything that we've talked about here today, or you've enjoyed spending time with me, I would appreciate a thumbs up. A like really is the best compliment that you can leave me, and I appreciate everyone. Also, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel. It's free, and I post videos about once a week. And if you want to be notified when those videos are released, go ahead and ring that little bell. That sets up your notifications, and YouTube will let you know when I have uploaded a new video. In the meantime, good luck with your goal planning. May the end of your year be wonderful. May everyone stay healthy and happy. And until next time, I'll see you later. Okay, bye.